Hey everyone, it's JoJo, and today I'll be reviewing all of the LBX Level 2 Sprukits by Bandai. So from left to right, we have Deqoo, the Emperor, Achilles, and Hunter. I just finished the first season of LBX and it was pretty cool. I've always been a fan of model kit building, although I'm not an expert, I'm not seasoned or anything like that. I guess you could say I'm more of a casual model kit builder, and I was really interested in these. I'm just a little disappointed that these are the only ones available for Sprukits. I wish they would have come out with the Destroyer or Kunoichi at least to complete the trio of main characters. About a month ago I did a let's build of some of these Sprukits, and I'm finally getting around to doing the review. So let's start off with Deqoo. Starting with Deqoo, here is the box art, and I have to put it sideways because it's actually kind of tall for my setup right now. So here's the front. It is level 2. There are 98 pieces. Here's the side showing the stats. It is 5 inches tall. Another graphic of Deqoo right there, and pretty much the same thing on that side, and showing all the parts and stats again, and the available Sprukits. So that's it for the box. Also comes with these fully colored instruction manual. You get a nice graphic right here, like a poster almost, and these are all the instructions. Very easy to follow, and same for the back. And here is LBX Deqoo, and although he looks pretty simple, I really like this LBX, surprisingly. I like the colors on this, nice tan and light tan, and these yellow parts are different pieces. They're not stickers, which is pretty cool, so really nice details there. And there are actually not that many stickers on this guy. There's a sticker on the Cyclops eye, like around it, a few on the head, a little bit piece right there, and also the inside there's like a metallic sticker and then a clear red piece that goes on top, so it looks like a metallic red coming through. Same thing on that side showing through as well. I think it looks really cool. Kind of reminds me of the Cylons from Battlestar Galactica, which is really nice. And yeah, this guy is actually really cool looking. I guess you could say he is the henchman of the LBXs. And I didn't think I was gonna like him, but he looks really cool. I really like the head, the Cyclops eye. Looks really cool. It looks nice, shining. Kind of looks like it's glowing, but it's just the plastic that's showing through. Here's the back side. You got these little pieces right here. I really like the big shoulders and these big yellow pieces too. He's got really fat arms as well. And the skirt pieces, they kind of fall off sometimes. It's easy to take off. It's just like this little hole and a peg right there. So that's a little annoying to me, but not too big of a deal. And I like his feet actually because they're nice and wide, so you could get him in a nice like posing stance if you want to. For articulation, his head moves forward and back. It could spin all the way around if you wanted to. It's just on a ball joint. And these big shoulder pieces don't really hinder the articulation in the arm. You could actually put it straight out like that. You could kind of go in a full circle as well. And bends at the elbow, just a ball joint at the hand, so same thing on the other side. You got some hip or torso movement right there. All these skirt pieces move, and like I said, it does kind of come off pretty easily, so you be careful with that. You kind of just want to push it in a little bit more. His knee bends, but not by much because of the skirt. It kind of blocks that way. The legs goes all the way back, and the knee just popped out, so you want to be careful with how far you want to bend their legs. He's also got some really nice movement in his ankle. It's just on a ball joint, and it kind of bends forward and backward as well. So that is Deqoo, and here are his weapons, actually his shield. So he has this shield right here, and this is a sticker on this too. And here's his little machine gun. So with the weapons, you kind of just slip it into the hands right here, and it kind of fits a little loosely, so you want to make sure this top part is completely snapped in, otherwise it's not going to hold it very well. And same thing for his little gun. He actually holds his gun pretty well, so yeah, so that is Deqoo. I'm really impressed with this one, even though it's not like a main character. it's still a really good LBX sprue kit, and I really like it. Moving on to LBX Hunter. So this guy is owned by Kaz. Here is the box art for this. Again, level 2, there are 97 pieces. Here is the back showing all the pieces and the stats. So this guy is 5 inches tall. You also get a nice fully colored instruction booklet and a really nice poster or graphic of Hunter right there, and the instructions. And here is LBX Hunter, and this guy looks really, really great. He looks just like Hunter from the show. I really like how the head came out, although I'm a little disappointed that a lot of the details come from stickers. But anyway, here's a quick view or 360 of the LBX. I really like his hunched over position. His tail is pretty cool, and his legs are probably actually my favorite part of the LBX. So again, with the stickers, a lot of it is in the head, like that scar right there, that's a sticker. This piece right here, kind of like on the whiskers, are stickers, and these pieces right here as well. There are stickers right here over his shoulder, this red piece, and there are stickers on the pin missiles or the spikes for his special attack routine. All these right here, all these black and yellow ones are stickers. They can even come off, which is pretty cool, so you could take them off when you're playing with it and wanting to do the special attack routine. The stickers, there's one giant one on the tail to add that little detail. It doesn't really stay flat that well. You can kind of see how it's creased right there, so that was a little difficult putting it on. Stickers on the arms and right here on the chest. So for articulation, his head has a pretty good amount of movement. Could go forward and backward, all the way side to side if you want it to, but with these spikes they're kind of like hitting it, so you don't want to move it around too much. So he has some torso articulation. These little shoulder pieces don't really move too well, but again, they don't seem to be getting in the way of articulation for the arm, just like the Deqoo LBX. Bends at the elbow, and there's a ball joint at the hand, and that kind of just came off. Same thing, except for this hand is in a fist, so he could hold his rifle. Again, my favorite part are the legs, because they have a lot of articulation. Really cool. It's not hindered by any skirt or anything like that, so it's on ball joints, and so it could really move around. Not so much outward, but still pretty good amount forward and back. I really like the little detail they added here in the kneecap, these little red pieces, so that looks pretty cool. And he has pretty good bendable or posability in the knee, and really good ankle pivot, and kind of like this, because he's like a wolf, this little bit right here kind of comes backwards. I'd say a little bit of a downside in the legs, that it's kind of thin, and he's kind of like top heavy right here. He doesn't really balance too well, so he kind of falls forward a little bit like that. So I like to put his legs kind of in front and one in back, so that way the weight could be spread out evenly. One last thing, let's take a look at his weapon, his rifle. And it's just as tall as he is, or a little bit taller actually. I think that looks really neat. These are stickers, these yellow pieces right here. So it goes in his right hand because it's the only one in the fist. And it's kind of hard posing him with the rifle because it goes into his shoulder like that. So you can't really have him look through. He's not really looking through the scope. But I guess you could use your imagination and pretend that he is. And so his hand right here would come over and hold it down like this. I like to put him in this kind of position where he's holding it on his shoulder, like resting it on his shoulder, and then having his other hand support it, and he's looking at you like, you want some of this? But yeah, so that is LBX Hunter. Next up we have LBX Achilles, the main LBX of the show, owned by Ban or Van. But anyway, here is the front of the box. It's kind of tall for my setup. There's 102 pieces, level 2. Here are the stats. So this guy is also 5 inches tall, and the back just showing all the parts again. We got your instructions with a really nice poster-like graphic on the front. Really cool looking. And the instructions, really big. And here is Achilles, and this guy is probably one of my favorite ones so far. There aren't many stickers, which is fine, but the level of plastics or the layers of plastic in here really bring out more of the details, and I'm kind of glad that it didn't use stickers to bring out the details. So here's a quick view of Achilles right here. Here's a view of the head. Most of the stickers are in the head. This circle piece right here, the face or the eyes, and this thing going across his head, and right here beneath this red part. Also stickers, these 2 red pieces and the V for V mode, and I think oh, there's one more in the back, and these 2 little ones, these blue pieces right on top of the feet. Again, with the plastic layering, I like how it comes from white to blue. These are not stickers. Same thing right here, white and blue. And these yellow bits right here are not stickers. They actually come through this shin part right here. Oh, and also on these, like, upper arm, these blue bands right here. And to me, he looks pretty seamless with the stickers attached, and it's not just like, oh, it's obviously that's a sticker, except probably for that part right there, which I don't really mind because it's in the back. So for articulation, his head is on a ball joint, so it rotates a lot, although the shoulders kind of get in the way, so you want to push them down if you really want him to look around. And these shoulder pieces do move up and down. His arms can fully rotate all around almost without coming off, maybe. And bends at the elbow, ball joints at the hands, and these skirts do move around, although they do come off pretty easily as well, just like with Deqoo. And that's kind of a bummer. And moves at the torso, here at the legs, moves at the hips, kind of. For mine, it seems pretty stiff right here at the hips. I don't know if anyone else has that problem. This side is not too bad. It's probably just mine, but it still moves pretty well. Bends at the knees, and he's got some pretty good ankle pivot right there. Moves forward and back as well, and it kind of comes off a little bit back here. But if you want him to have like in a running or a wide stance, that's actually pretty helpful right there. So for his weapons, he has his shield. And these are 2 plastic pieces right here. It's not a sticker, which I'm pretty happy about. There's also a little plastic piece right here where you attach so you can put it in his hand. And his lance or spear. It looks pretty cool. So this comes off and you could put it in his hand. Just slide it in his hand. And I think the top part comes off as well. So he could hold it right at the top. Again, you want to make sure his hands, these top parts, are closed all the way. It kind of feels loose if his hand isn't snapped in all the way. So that's a little bit better. And for his lance, you just slide it in, you take that little bottom part off, and again you want to close that a little bit more so he holds it pretty well. And there you have Achilles with his armaments. And one last thing I kind of forgot about, he does have his signature cape, A for Achilles. So basically you just take his head off, or not that part actually, just take his head off, put that in there, and it just holds it like that. Which I guess it looks neat. I wish it was plastic instead of paper. But yeah, that is Achilles. Really cool looking LBX. And I've saved the best for last, the Emperor. Here is the front box art. It comes with 118 pieces, level 2. That's the most pieces so far. And this is also 5 inches tall. And here's the back showing all the parts for this guy. The instruction manual. Really nice graphic on the front. And the instructions. And here is the Emperor, my favorite LBX so far. He looks very, very sinister, and he's not quite the bad guy. He's owned by Justin. He kind of starts off as a bad guy, and he kind of turns good, I guess you could say. But I really love the way this guy looks. He looks like an evil knight. Kind of looks like someone you would fight in the video game Lords of the Fallen or Dark Souls 2. And I love it. He looks really cool. Not that many stickers on this guy, only in the face, this little M right here, and on the shins, these red parts. And I don't remember if there's any other pieces, but well, on the head too, right here, this little crest that's coming up. He looks amazing. I love this guy. I really like how kind of bulky he is. Not as bulky as Deqoo, or maybe kind of the same amount. The plastic layering in this is really awesome. I really like it. 118 pieces, and you get this awesome looking guy. So here, take a closer look on the details on the face. Looks really nice. He has his M right here with this kind of a light blue plastic on it. All these red bits are plastic, and these are more layerings of plastic, so you have this light purple right here, and then the dark purple you would put on top. Same thing for the shins. You have this light purple, then dark purple, and these red bits that you would snap on top. So that's really cool. And also kind of the same for the arms. These are all plastic layering right there, so that's really cool. I really like it. I really like how big his legs are, kind of like Deqoo, really wide feet. You could put him in really good stance too. And overall he just looks amazing, really dynamic, very sinister. So for articulation, his head moves forward and back, goes all the way around, and even comes off actually. And I'm surprised that these don't really hinder his movement. They kind of do, you just gotta be a little bit careful. Bends at the elbow, same thing. They kind of have all the same articulation. I really like the spikes on those, by the way. Again, we have the same problem with his skirt. It kind of just pops off. Not very secure there. Especially I find the front one pops off really easily. And the legs go forward and back. Bends at the knees. Pretty good articulation. Ankle pivot. He also has the same cape. Not the same cape, but he kind of, it's paper like the Achilles one, and that's his design right there. And you just pop off his head. And snap it back on. And his weapon, or his armament, is this giant mace. It's really heavy on the top. I wouldn't say it's not that heavy, but for him to hold it, kind of droops down his hand. Like there's a lot of weight, so his like arm just kind of makes it droop down. But still looks really cool. These red parts are stickers, and also the gray parts on the inside. So you just pop that out, slip into his hand. And there we have the Emperor with his weapon. This guy looks great. Again, my favorite LBX out of both of them. So there we have the Emperor. So that's it for my reviews of LBX Level 2 Sprue Kits by Bandai. Overall, they're really good model kits, although some of the pieces do fall off and some of the stickers are kind of difficult to put on. And another thing I really wish they had done is to include Kunoichi, which is Amy's Sprue Kit, or excuse me, Amy's LBX. And that way it could have completed the trio of main characters. But I did pick up the Japanese versions of Kunoichi. So yeah, they're completed. But anyway, that will be in a different review. Overall, they're really good. I really love them. What do you guys think of these guys? Leave a comment in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to favorite and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time with more. See you soon.